U.S. wholesale prices unexpectedly fell in April, marking the largest monthly drop since the start of the pandemic in 2020. The U.S. Producer Price Index fell 0.5% from March to April. Economists had previously predicted that it would rise 0.3% on the month. On an annual basis, prices rose 2.4% from April of last year. CBS News contributor J.D. Durkin joins us now. J.D., why did wholesale prices drop, and why was that unexpected?
Yeah, Lindsay, to be honest, I don't know how many people here on Wall Street had this yet on their bingo cards. And yet we did see a drop in trade services and service costs. So we're seeing downward pressure on things like airline fares and the prices of hotels and motels. And that helps explain some of the wholesale drop that we had. But Wall Street, for expecting a 0.2% gain for this particular data point, instead we got the largest monthly drop that we've had going back to 2009. That is good news. And a lot of the hard data these days are baked into a general realm of good news. But there's a lot of concern from analysts on Wall Street that the inherent nature of these tariff-related policies, they take a while to work their way through the tract of Wall Street and the day-to-day American economy. And I think that's why so many analysts are saying, maybe this data is good for now. We really need to wait and see, get a better sense under the hood of what months like June, July, and August have to say, and because we'll be a little bit deeper in with the current regime of tariff policy from the White House.
And speaking in Washington Thursday, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell spoke about what the U.S. can potentially expect in the near future as we start to see the impact of President Trump's tariffs and new economic data. Let's listen.
We may be entering a period of more frequent and potentially more persistent supply shocks, a difficult challenge for the economy and for central banks. While our policy rate is currently well above the lower bound, in recent decades we have cut the rate by about 500 basis points when the economy is in recession. Although getting stuck at the lower bound is no longer the base case, it is only prudent that the framework continue to address that risk.
What's he saying here?
Yeah, I think the key phrase to me is more persistent and more frequent. There's been a big debate in Washington, Lindsay, about whether or not the nature of tariffs and its relationship to inflation, is it a one-time sticker shock that all Americans will feel, or is there more of a drip, drip, drip effect where tariffs are going to put somewhat, somewhat permanent, not full-time permanent upward pressure on prices, but certainly make it feel as if it's somewhat permanent for all of us. This is the chairman of the central bank essentially saying, hey, this could very much be the latter instead of the former, really striking a very cautious tone, much in the same way that, pardon me, that we've seen a lot of CEOs here on Wall Street say. Not a big surprise to have Jerome Powell sound a bit more bearish, but he's sounding the alarm that there could be some sticker shock and some pain points for the American consumer on the road ahead.
Well, and the Walmart CEO is doing the same, talking about sticker shock, saying that prices are going to increase because of these tariffs. That yes, it's not 145% against China, but still 30 is not nothing. And customers can start feeling it as soon as later this month. How significant is that?
When Walmart speaks, Wall Street listens. And when Walmart speaks, every other major retailer also sits up and listens. This is the largest employer of Americans outside of the federal government, employing more than 2 million Americans. We always like to say 90% of Americans live within 10 miles of a Walmart. To have such a significant powerhouse, high market cap, proud American brand clearly say tariff pressure is here. We are going to be passing down those costs incrementally to consumers now and next month is no small thing for Wall Street to sit up and pay attention to. And I'm sure more than a few voices inside the Trump White House heard what the Walmart CFO had to say as well.
Thanks for putting that in perspective for us, J.D. Durkin. Appreciate you.